that between now and the trade deadline, Brian Cashman, their general manager, might need to be the busiest person in baseball to fill in some of these holes, because as excellent as their start was, 50-22, they are in a free fall right now.
Buster on Sportsmanlike. Yankees 3-back of AL East leading Baltimore do remain in one of the AL wildcard spots. Lorenzo Musetti reached his first Grand Slam semifinal at Wimbledon after a 5-set win. He faces Novak Djokovic in the men's semis Friday at the All England Club.
Here's one stat that's super simple to remember. Discover automatically doubles the cash back on your credit card at the end of your first year with Cash Back Match. With Discover, you could turn $150 cash back to $300. See terms at discover.com/credit card.
Live from the Anajar and Levine studios, Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. Who is this guy? Aaron Shafting? What is it? Oh, Schachter? Schachter. Okay. Shack Attack. Schachter. He gets shacked. But I digress. Here we go.
You ready? Yeah. Turn up your radio. Turn it up!
The Aaron Schachter Show on ESPN 690.
I'd love to tell you I'm ready for broadcast. I don't feel ready. Always rushing to the chair. Always forgetting my headphones. Gotta run to the bathroom, wipe down the forehead. It's all shiny.
Praise it, my boy.
Gotta get settled. Don't you know it's showtime, Brian?
Yeah, I'm still doing some editing over here. So,
See,
you know,
you're doing it too. This is what happens when you have 6 or 7 jobs at the same spot. You get distracted. So much going on. No time to make jokes. No hijinks behind the scenes, Brian. That's what we do. We like hijinks. You don't like hijinks? Fun and frivolity? Maybe even a little frolicking if the weather's right? No? That's okay. I don't blame you, man.
Frivolity.
Oh, you had to look it up.
Frivolity.
I should start keeping a list on you, too.
Frivolity. Things I can't say without concentrating and saying every syllable.
It sounded like you nailed it.
I did, because I slowed it
down. I'm going to go with frivolity. I'm going to go with like a fun time. Or like having fun with other people.
Yeah, I would have to say those extra words, because I won't use that word in a real conversation. It would take me 3 times to try to say that correctly.
You just got to practice at home. No big deal. It's a lack of seriousness, a lightheartedness. Look at us, SAT words.
Oh, you know what I forgot, Aaron? It's not on the whatchamacallit.
What's the whatchamacallit?
It's not on the rundown, and it's not on this particular set of banter that we're heading down.
I mean, there's not much banter happening yet.
Yeah, no. Yeah, there is.
Now's the time.
It's let's see, I am 9.
Oh boy.
ZXX.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I forgot this right here, man. You remember 2 days ago, towards the end of the show, me, you, and Michelle Thibodeau were, I think we were doing the 1980s game. Was that 2 days ago or yesterday?
Sitcom was yesterday.
Okay, so it was, I don't know what, it was 2 days ago, but I don't know why Michelle was in here. But she was.
You know what? I ask that almost every time she walks in.
And for some reason, you said something sounded like Carmen Sandiego.
Oh, it was, there was a part of a song that reminded me of the Carmen Sandiego theme song, because there's a part of that theme song where there's a high-pitched singer. And I thought the two sounded a lot like each other.
Well, Aaron Schachter, you also made a reference to the group that said that potentially were the artists, the musical artists who performed this
song. The Carmen Sandiego song, yes. Dame Dash and Jay-Z and the boys.
And so I just wanted to make sure you did clear it up before I played this sound. It's 68 seconds, okay?
Oh.
But I just want to make sure that everybody knows that Aaron did clear it up.
Okay.
Though that's not going to be in this sound clip right here.
Is this officially a Brian Middleton production?
Maybe, but I did it like
exercise in excellence. It's a Brian Middleton production.
Just checking.
I did this like in 4 minutes yesterday, so it was kind of rushed. So I hope that the edit isn't.
Beyonce wrote, put a ring on it in like 2 minutes. So sometimes the biggest hits
Did she write it though?
I think that's what she said in the interview.
I don't want no problems with the Illuminati.
It sounds like the Bayhive's coming for you.
Yeah, I don't want no problem with the Illuminati. Anyway, Aaron, let me just play both of the groups that you named, which was Rockapella.
Right? The singers of the Carmen Sandiego song.
And then the dynastic musical label, the Rockefeller.
Right. That's Jay-Z and Dame Dash's.
Of the 90s and 2000s.
Yeah.
Okay?
Although I believe those two had a falling out, a pretty significant one.
They did. Hopefully this sounds good.
All right.
Here we go.
It very much sounds like Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego by Rockefeller.
While she sneaks around the world from here to Carolina, she's a sticky-fingered filcher from Berlin down to Belize. She'll take you for a ride on a slow boat to China. Tell me, where in the world is
Carmen Sandiego?
Now this is Rockefeller right here.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Rockapella.
I see. Educating me, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Don't need to tell me about Sean Carr. He's from Marcy, bro. BK all day. It very much sounds like Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego. Well, not that song. Rockefeller.
And so
this was the part. This was the part. Where in the world is
Carmen Sandiego?
one more time.
All right.
I want you to hear the difference.
I'm learning.
So, hey, man, I just wanted to put that little clip together.
Yeah.
Just to let it be known for everybody who may have missed you correcting yourself at the very end of the show.
Okay.
Because it's very quick.
I see.
You got it wrong. You doubled down on the wrongness, and then you got right. And you're like, no, not them.
I don't know that I doubled down.
You did. I didn't have time to put the whole clip on
I just
there.
felt comfortable in my incorrectness, I think.
Now, if Rockefeller would have done a remix of that,
would have been dope.
Problem out here.
You know, Rockefeller probably isn't doing too much. We should have him on the show for your birthday or something.
Hey, you know what we really should do?
Tell me.
Show me the
money.
tool that you used to create some of those great Aaron Schachter diss tracks for 1010.
You know what's interesting about that, Brian?
Yeah.
Is I used a AI music writing and creation service.
Yeah.
And 2 weeks after we did that bit, they were sued by the RIAA, the Recording Industry Association of America.
Good for them.
And a judge injuncted the company.
He what? Como?
Injuncted.
Is that the thing you get in your eye when it turns red?
Injunctivitis.
I mean, you don't wash your hands after you wipe
something
this
like
up.
that.
Yeah.
There you go, boo-boo in the eyeball. Yeah. Basically, the judge said, shut it down until we figure it out.
Figure what out?
Figure out the case, which is basically if you are an AI music creation system where you write lyrics and music, but the source material that helps you create the music are copyrighted materials, do those people deserve royalty, writing, and publishing credit? For instance, we were just talking about thieving music. I just showed you a clip where Method Man is talking about all the classic rock artists he loved as a kid. Rolling Stones, Hall & Oates, Bon Jovi, and how he used them to inspire some of his lyrics in Method Man, the song.
Really dope songs.
It was a great clip. And then we kind of had a discussion over what's thievery and what's inspiration. Well, the lawsuit says this is thievery. The lawsuit says if I go on the website and go make a song in the style of Justin Bieber about the Aaron Schachter show, the lawsuit says Justin Bieber should get some money on that thing. I don't know that I disagree with that. And it's also not the first lawsuit of its kind. A couple of AI companies, OpenAI, as a matter of fact, ChatGPT, getting sued by authors who claim that their works are being eaten up by the AI that then gives works to other people without paying for those works. So they shut the site down, which is fine because we got our songs out of it, right? I got 3 theme songs and a 1010 diss track. But the problem is that in the effort to make the show a little more snappy, you know, sometimes you cut down production. For instance, your Brian Middleton production has that long tail that's like 2 minutes long.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But I took our theme songs and I cut them from 2 minutes and change. One is 30 seconds. I deleted the other one thinking I would just go back and get it if I needed it. And then the third one I cut down to 19 seconds from 2 minutes. So basically, if I wanted to play the third song, it would sound like
The Aaron Schachter Show. You just can't let it go. Funny, shocking, non-stop right. Feel the rush deep deep inside.
But that's the only clip I have of it. So now that this website is shut down, if you try to go to it, it gives you a 404. It tells you a website doesn't exist
Hit him
anymore.
with the 404 ATL.
Not the 808s.
ATL showed it.
Not two 404s, just one 404.
Oh, boy.
But basically says the website doesn't work anymore.
Right.
And I don't have the original copies.
Okay.
Because I cut them. So I do have the full copy of the 1010 dish track. If we want to hear that later, we can.
I just feel like we should play that from time to time.
I believe it's called Boredom on the Air.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is really, not nice. I don't know why it would just do that. Artificial intelligence, maybe, it gets a little wonky. But as far as our theme songs, we don't really have them anymore.
I can hear Aaron writing all the specific prompts. Just basically writing the lyrics for AI. AI's like, so what do you want me to do again?
Yeah,
just repeat this? Okay, we'll do that.
Well, ahead on the Aaron Schachter Show today, Brian.
Okay.
We've got a lot of stuff, none of which are AI songs written by a new AI music creator. That is on pause. What we do have is the latest in girlfriend/side chick/wife news, although I think we're short on the wives today. This is really more about girlfriend and regular chick news. But what if I told you, I got to pull, man, what did I tell you about not being prepared? Now I got to go find this thing. What if I told you Joe Burrow said this? Let's try that again. What if I told you Joe Burrow said this?
Okay.
I sometimes feel like a hot chick.
Ooh,
now we talking.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're into it.
Yes, sir.
All right, so we will explore why Joe Burrow feels like a hot chick.
Good answer.
Yes, sir.
Good
You like that?
Yes, sir.
I didn't know you would like that.
We all trying to work towards that, man.
Well, some men get a little bit scared of that, but okay.
Nah, I bet I understand the context of where that line is fitting in. So if I got that wrong, then maybe I reserve the right to change my actual reaction.
Fair enough. Also in that segment, we'll talk Bill Belichick, Emily Neighbors. We've also got an update from the world of Hard Knocks, which is teaching us a lot about the travesty that is the New York Giants.
Okay.
We've got scandal overshadowing what should have been maybe competitive eating's biggest holiday. And then, of course, in the 4 o'clock hour, we also have
An exercise in excellence.
That's right.
It's a Brian Middleton production.
Yeah.
That's right. We'll be doing This or That with Brian Middleton and Aaron Schachter on the Aaron Schachter Show. That's in the 4 o'clock hour on ESPN 690. I won't do it. It's fine.
No.
It's over.
This is the time that you extend it out. That way you can get the whole explanation in while the sound is still going.
You know what? This is why you're the mega producer.
This is when you hold out. You have the extended play on this.
I feel like EP executive producer, it's not a big enough name. We need to, it's mega producer or something like that.
Take it up with Jimmy and Jules, man.
Yeah,
I'm with it.
I think I'll get that changed.
I like
for you.
that.
I'll get you new business cards and everything.
I like that. Business cards. You still do that? We still do that?
Not really.
Okay. I was like, all right. I haven't seen a business card anywhere.
Occasionally, when I'm in a meeting, I'll get asked for one. It's really embarrassed because you feel like a child when you go, I don't really have business cards.
Or you're like, I'm not in 2001.
Is that what it is?
I think that's what most people say. I'm not in 1983.
Hard to say that to someone who's handing you a business card.
No, I understand because you clearly live in the past.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, I wanted to start here by talking about a piece you brought my attention to, a Bill Barnwell piece, where he's ranking wide receiver, tight end, running back combos for the 2024 season. And I thought it was interesting for a few reasons, but really, ultimately, after reading that piece and then the piece from last week from multiple contributors over at ESPN ranking 2024 NFL rosters, I realized that anytime I read pieces like this, Brian, I'm only looking at ways I can shoot at other people in the AFC South.
All right. Wow.
It's no purpose outside of that for me. I don't know how other people read these things. Maybe they're NFL fan. I'm a Jets fan. I don't even love the AFC South like that. Although, I do have love for the Jaguars, and I do like to talk a little smack about the rest of the folks in the AFC South, so it does help to have that knowledge in the pocket. But, man, it really is like a sickness for me now. Or any list I get to, I go, all right, but where are the Colts? All right, but where are the Titans? How overrated do you have the Texans on this list? And that's literally what every list is now. It's me checking how overrated the Texans are, me checking how close they've put the Colts to the Jags, and me checking how far down the list they've got the Titans. And that is how I will judge how serious your list is. And so if you want to start with the wide receiver, tight end, running back list from Bill Barnwell, we can do that Interesting to me, though, it ranks them 1 through 32. Who would you think would be the lowest in the AFC South in terms of ranking? Worst team in terms of ranking?
Ooh, I guess the Colts.
You would be right.
Yeah.
You'd be right, because obviously we know all about the Titans' move this offseason, upgrading that wide receiver room. We know about the fact that the national media is just drooling over the Texans and their roster. And we know the fact that the Jags are underrated, but they certainly wouldn't put them in the low 20s, would they?
Well.
Would they?
Well, listen.
The Colts show up on this list at 22. 22 out of 32. As a matter of fact, in 2022, they were ranked at 20. Then they regressed last year to 25, and now they're at 22, which is wild work to me considering the fact that you didn't really add to the wide receiver, running back, tight end combo.
Okay.
You didn't. You drafted, I guess. You got Michael Pittman. He signed a franchise tag, then you re-signed him to an extension.
That's good.
Sure, he's wide receiver 1 for the Colts. He's a wide receiver 1 in the league. Right? 1 through 32, he's probably somewhere around 15 to 20, maybe a little lower. But the thing about Michael Pittman Jr. that's wild is he's one of the only guys on the outside. He ran more than 69% of his routes on the outside, but his stats are very much more so like a slot receiver with no yards after the catch. So he doesn't really have a large yards per route run or yards per completion number, not compared to the rest of the guys around him. Matter of fact, his numbers are very similar to that of running backs.
Yeah, I get that.
And so, yes, dependable. Yes, if you need a ball caught, Michael Pittman can do that for you, but he's not breaking a game open.
I think the ability, now, two things. I think the ability of Anthony Richardson to extend plays, if he doesn't take off running the ball this upcoming season and stays healthy, will probably change that for Michael Pittman because, things break down on the defense if you got a quarterback that can extend plays. The downside is, do we think that Anthony Richardson can get him the ball? Just passing ability overall. Like, we know he can sling the ball down the field. I
certainly don't, but I know people have differing opinions on the deal.
Right. So
also, Anthony not taken into account in the wide receiver, running back, tight end conversation, but I do understand where you're coming from, and it's certainly a valid point to talk about. In the 3.5 seconds he played last year, he looked very promising. I think he had like 4 or 5 touchdowns. So you get excited if you're a Colts fan, but also you're talking about a kid who threw less than 70 passes in his collegiate career and then came into the NFL and played 3 or 4 games, and you're like, this means AFC South champs? I'm not buying it. Not buying it. I'm not even buying second in the AFC South. They're a distant third as far as I'm concerned. Distant third. Then you look at the rest of the wide receivers. You got Josh Downs, rookie last year. Had a decent rookie year. Maybe he takes a step forward. I don't know. Josh Downs, though, had the benefit of playing with Drake May in college. A better passer than Anthony Richardson, despite all the trash we talked on Drake May a little bit earlier. You had Alec Pierce last year. He actually took a step backwards as the deep threat. He regressed. They replaced him with Adonai Mitchell, who, based on his draft pedigree, you would think might be an upgrade, but he's still a rookie, and he's still a rookie on a team with a quarterback who you don't know can connect with the guy.
All right, man. You're not feeling the Colts.
Not at all.
They're ranked too high on this list, clearly, to you.
I'll give you another reason I'm not feeling the Colts.
All right.
Quentin Nelson is on the team. He's a great offensive lineman, going to be a Hall of Famer probably one day. Quentin Nelson, here he is on Anthony Richardson. I want you to listen here, because you know how I like to translate what guys say? Yeah. Guys will say something, and I'll be like, this is probably what he really meant.
Okay.
Here's a tip in the translation. Always listen for what they say first and what they throw in at the end. The thing they say first, to me, is the thing that absolutely they have branded this person with. So if I say Anthony Richardson is brilliant as the first thing, that means I know Anthony Richardson for being smart. But if I throw in at the end that he's good at his job, and he's good at his job, to me that means that Quentin Nelson goes, I better say this too. Not that this is like blaring, jumping off the page, but I'm not trying to get anybody in trouble. I'm not trying to talk to anybody. Listen to Quentin Nelson talk about Anthony Richardson here, and you tell me.
He's weighing in like after practice at like 250 pounds. Like he's like ginormous. He could.
All right. Compliment number one. He's a big dude. Undebatable. He's gigantic. Might be the biggest quarterback in the league.
Enormous. He can launch the ball.
All right. So in that ginormity, he's got muscles. All right. These are facts I don't dispute.
And he can be accurate with it, too.
Oh, and by the way, he can be accurate with it. Can he? Has literally anyone looked at Anthony Richardson and said, now there's an accurate passer?
Oh, but at the University of Florida.
They didn't say it either. They
no,
didn't
so
let
I'm
him
saying
throw.
nobody at the University of Florida said that.
They wouldn't let him throw. So I understand Quentin Nelson's trying to like be a good guy to his teammate, but you go, he's huge and he's got muscles, and he could be accurate as well. So fine. I like Anthony Richardson in terms of a person. I love his story. Seems like a quality guy, top notch.
Oh, don't do this.
No, I'm dead serious.
Don't do this.
As a young kid taking care of his whole family, that's big pressure to put on somebody.
Don't do this
but
right
if
here.
you're coming at me telling me
this.
he's going to be an accurate passer, if you're coming at me telling me all you need is Michael Pittman Jr. and a rundown, often injured Jonathan Taylor, I'm telling you that's not enough. It's not enough.
You stay in that area right there, okay? Because I don't like it, man. You started roasting this kid at 3:14. You get to 3:21 in 30 seconds, and all of a sudden you want to give a 30-second caveat. Oh, you know what? But I like him as a person. Nah, man, stay on that side. I'm on that side with you. I hope he's not great, to be real with you. Not anything personal, but if he's great, that means another issue for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, I feel you.
But all of the attributes, the physical attributes, say that he could probably trend towards being at least very formidable.
Maybe.
And if a guy is out there, listen, Quentin Nelson could have very, in the same way, said nothing about accuracy at all. But he decided to put that in there. I don't think he just tossed that in there as a, oh, by the way, let me get this in here because
certainly sounded like I don't know if you need to listen again.
No. If I don't, then, okay, people are going to think, oh, why didn't he bring that up? I think that was like, yo, and he is accurate. And he is accurate.
In practice with no pads against no defense?
You're moving the goalpost. Accuracy is accuracy.
Oh, okay.
Right there. Okay. And then he'll have to prove it on the field. But if he's proving it right now in practice, in shirts and shorts, okay, so be it. But my overall point is, man, stay on the side with us. If we roasting people, if we roasting C.J. Stroud, we roasting C.J. Stroud. I don't care if he's a great person.
I mean,
if we roasting Anthony Richardson, we ain't no friends over here, man.
No,
all that niceness in there.
I think you can say, as a man, he's someone I admire.
Here we go.
But as a football player, good luck to you, Indianapolis.
How do you turn babyface in the middle of being a heel? Aaron Schachter, write a book.
I got the ugliest babyface you ever seen. Next team on that list is the Tennessee Titans. I guess we're going to break. Tell me before I get into it, what number do you think they ranked the Tennessee Titans out of 32?
Honestly, they're probably in the top 20, so I'm going to argue 19.
What are you looking at this article? In 2022, they were ranked 19.
Oh.
In 2023, they were ranked 29.
Oh.
This year, Barnwell ranks them 19.
Oh.
Good job. When we come back, I'll tell you why that's nonsense as well. It's the Aaron Schachter Show, 904-362-9901. Help us rank some of these wide receiver, running back, tight end duos. Where do they stand in the AFC South, and where do they stand in the NFL on the Aaron Schachter Show?
Now, the First Alert Forecast on ESPN 690.
Partly sunny today, scattered midday and afternoon showers and thunderstorms will spread from west to east with highs in the 90s, dropping into the 70s with clearing skies tonight, and a partly sunny and hot Thursday. Only a very isolated afternoon storm, mostly dry as we reach the mid-90s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish. Join me today beginning at 5 p.m. on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. It's Christmas in July. Save up to 40% store-wide at Beard's Diamonds.
You're not going to want to miss this. Diamonds Direct summer sale starts next weekend. For 3 days only, next Friday through Sunday, get 20% off. Rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, and more. Plus, book an appointment and get an additional $100 off. And designers are flying in from New York and LA to showcase their latest trends. That's 20% off, plus $100 off with an appointment and designer trunk shows. Tons of engagement rings on sale, too. 20% off starts next Friday. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
Hi, it's me, your plumber, with important information for anyone interested in safe, soft, filtered water. Don't drink bottled water. Get advice from someone you trust, buy a water filter, and don't call those high-priced water guys. Instead, call me, your plumber. I recommend Safety Zone water systems, so you get top-quality equipment, affordable prices, and you'll save money too. Safety Zone is your #1 choice considering price, performance, and reliability.
Safety Zone Water is the single-source water treatment supplier for the plumbing industry. Our distributor is Nolan Company Jacksonville, the leading plumbing wholesaler for water treatment in Northeast Florida. For sales and service, contact your local plumber or visit us at safetyzonewater.com.
Safety Zone Water.
The #1 water brand recommended by plumbers.
Bueller Aaron Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Today's challenger, a paint color namer from Jacksonville, Florida. Meet Irving Stapler.
Hi, Howie.
So the next round is word association. I'll say a word and you give me the first word you think of. Engagement ring.
Jeweler.
Gas station.
Fueler.
Aaron Burr.
Dueler.
Air conditioning.
Wow. Jeez. It's a toughie.
Come on, Irv. The sponsor's gonna kill me now.
Oh, Bueller.
That's right, Irv. If your AC is struggling through the summer heat, the first name you should think of for fast, friendly, 5-star service is Bueller Air and Plumbing. The name to know to make sure you are cool.
Have a beer, Irv.
Cooler.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Picture yourself cruising down the coast in the brand new Volkswagen, turning heads and feeling the wind in your hair. This summer, get ready for the hottest deals of the season. Introducing the Volkswagen Summer Sales Event, where your dream car is just a drive away. Whether you're looking for the sleek sophistication of the Jetta, the versatile performance of the Tiguan, or the electric thrill of the ID4, we've got the perfect ride for you. And during our summer VW Savvy Sales Event, the deals are scorching. Hurry, these deals won't last long. Visit TomBushVW.com for details.
This summer, beat the heat at Best Bet, your premier poker destination. Whether you're a seasoned poker pro or a first-time card player, you'll find a cool retreat from the summer heat with thrilling poker games, big payouts, and refreshing drinks. Join us for an unforgettable experience. Cool off and cash in at Best Bet. The stakes are high, the cards are hot, and your chance for fun is guaranteed. Visit bestbetjacks.com to learn more. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Ooh, ma.
What was that?
That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud Phone System. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very...
Calm, I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business calm at ooma.com/radio.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body?
Huh?
That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
ESPN 690 is your home for Florida State Seminoles football. Get all the action from the Garnet and Gold on the gridiron.
Florida State opens with a touchdown.
On Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
Welcome back. It's the Aaron Schachter Show, 904-362-9901, hanging out with you guys on ESPN 690 up until 5 o'clock. Don't forget, if you're hoping to listen to us on Friday, sucks to be you. Not going to be on the air on Friday. But we're back on Monday, Brian.
Nice.
Nothing?
What do you mean?
You don't want to tell me I'm wrong?
Oh, no. Listen. Your name's on the marquee.
Oh.
So I know what you've said in the past, but I didn't know if you made a decision. And I'm just like, okay.
Negative.
Okay.
No, I'm just joshing. We're not on Monday either.
Oh, okay. There you go.
But we are back Tuesday.
Okay.
Just kidding. We're not back Tuesday either.
Hold on, man.
Friday, Monday, Tuesday.
Personal foul.
Friday, Monday, Tuesday we'll be off. But we're here today, and let's embrace on that. Let's lean in, shall we?
Let's do it.
We're talking about Bill Barnwell's piece in ESPN+. He's ranking the top wide receiver, running back, tight end combos in the NFL. We're focusing in on the AFC South. We just got through trashing the Colts. Brian, what you said about Anthony Richardson was really mean. I don't think he'll appreciate that.
I think he appreciates being straight up more than two-faced, you Batman villain.
You know what's weird about the size of Anthony Richardson? You are taller than him. I still think he outweighs you by a good 50, 60 pounds.
No, absolutely not.
No?
Nah, he 250. I mean, we about the same.
Okay.
Give or take 5 or 10 pounds.
I don't know. You don't look 250, all that weight you lost.
Thank you. I appreciate that, man.
Looking slim.
Hey, man, I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Don't write an email to HR or anything about it. I'm just trying to compliment you.
Well, I'm not. Never mind.
Look at you stopping. You're learning, Brian. Good for you, man.
You know what I mean?
Good for you.
I had one in here, man.
We learn in the moment. The Tennessee Titans were up next. Tennessee Titans, you accurately guessed. Barnwell has them ranked 19th. I have less of a beef with the rank because it is literally the strongest part of their team. Wide receiver, running back. You can say what you want about the tight end. Tight end is okay. He's good. He's not a fantasy football guy.
Is he good? Because the way
this is what I mean.
Saying.
You know what I mean? Like he's absolutely, I think, a top 15 NFL tight end, but he's not going to go out and score you 2 touchdowns. He's not like a main focus of the offense.
It's not an Evan Ingram.
Yeah, you don't need him to be, though. You got Calvin Ridley, DeAndre Hopkins, Tyler Boyd. You got Tony Pollard in the backfield. Like, that's a good combo. Might even be more deserving of 19, although Barnwell says in his opening he takes a lot of things into account, like injury history. When you talk injury history, you got to be looking at DeAndre Hopkins these days because he's hurt every year now, and the question is, does he miss time? He's got the veteran halo. I don't think he practiced once last year. Every week he's on the injury list, missing practice. Then he just comes to play. 7 catches for 90 yards every week.
Hey, man, if you can get away with it.
I'm down. Me too. I want that too.
I'm giving you 7 catches for 90 yards in the NFL.
If the show starts at 3, I want to walk in at 2:58.
No prep. It better be there for me.
If the show ends at 5, I want to be in my car at 5:01:30.
I don't want to talk to any post-game media. I don't want to do any of that.
That means you, Chase Bunker.
Oh, boy.
Listen, can I take a pause here to tell you what happened?
Okay, yeah.
I was in the bathroom.
Hey, man. Okay.
I was standing up, if you know what I mean. I'm just doing my thing.
What are you? Okay.
My back was to the sink because I'm standing up at the urinal.
Yeah.
And then I hear from behind me, "Hey, Aaron, how's it going, man?" There's Chase Bunker. Wants to small talk me in the bathroom now.
Personal foul.
So I almost turned around. I almost.
And did what?
Personal foul.
No, not in a threatening way. Like I almost like forgot what was happening in there. I was like, wait a second, I can't turn around. I was like, "Hi, Chase. This man, can you get to him? Can you talk to him about this? Can you tell him it's not a radio bit?"
Hey, man. I just want to make sure I understand. You were standing up washing your hands.
Nope.
What are we doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good on the rest of this conversation.
Back to the sink. Yeah. Standing up at the
Bathroom
urinal.
etiquette, man.
Yeah,
you
don't talk to me.
If there is an open urinal.
Space in between.
Yeah, space in between.
And then if you guys are sitting down in stalls, no conversations.
I mean, at all.
Now, Tank will break that. Be careful when Tank's in the bathroom.
You and Tank are close friends.
Oh, he doesn't care. He'll do it like if the boss is in there, he's doing it.
Nah, we good. This is a block kind of conversation that I don't want to open that Pandora's box because I really want to get to the rest of this.
Hey, look.
But log that away because bathroom etiquette.
Log might be the wrong word here, but you're the mega producer. You're the mega producer. I'm going to follow your advice here.
I mean, unless you don't care about finishing the rest of this Barnwell article.
No, man.
We haven't gotten to the Jags yet.
Speaking of bathroom fodder, the Titans at 19.
Yeah.
You're sitting here with Calvin Ridley, who was good for 1,000 yards last year on 130 targets or whatever it was. DeAndre Hopkins, who's seemingly injured throughout the season, but it can still be dangerous. Tyler Boyd, who's on the decline the last 2 years in a row, but you can't really count last year because he lost Joe Burrow a couple of games into the season, right? So you don't really know what you got in the wide receiver room. You just know it was better than having Treylon Burks as your number 1. which was what the situation was
for
a little bit last year. Tony Pollard isn't better than Derrick Henry, but he might play a better game suited for the Titans than Derrick Henry does at this point. With the Titans' reduced offensive line, you can at least throw to Tony Pollard on a regular basis. I mean, that man could be good for 50 to 70 receptions if you need him to be. Not really Derrick Henry's game. Not saying he can't do it. I'm just saying that's not how he's been used in the past.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really beef with the rank here at 19 because that is essentially the strongest part of the team. You want to do the Jags next?
Yeah.
Because they got the Jags in the same spot, essentially, that every ranking or list has the Jags in almost every category. You look at any ranking on the Jaguars as a team or a grouping, you're going to find them in the middle of the pack. On this list, Barnwell's got them at 16. On the complete roster ranking, the ESPN contributing writers have them at 15.
Okay.
Now, when it comes to the offensive line ranking, Mike Clay, not so kind. I think you had him at 23. When it comes to the running back ranking, you do get a little kiss. ETN normally around 10, 11, or 9. I should say 9, 10, or 11. Trevor often can be found around 9 through 12 in quarterback ranking lists. But when it comes to the roster and groups, usually you find them middle of the pack. And this is essentially what Barnwell says. He says in 2022, he had him ranked 28th. I mean, that was wild disrespect. That was the playoff year. So in 2023, when nothing really changed except for the addition of Calvin Ridley on the field, he had him up at 9.
Wow.
So Barnwell's sitting here going, okay, Calvin Ridley to me equaled a jump, what is that, of 19 spots. 19 spots. Meanwhile, you look at the Titans. The Titans gained Calvin Ridley and went from 29 to 19. Calvin Ridley and Tony Pollard.
Right.
And Tyler Boyd. It was good for 10. But just Calvin Ridley, it was good for 19. I think Barnwell learned his lesson there. He says it might have felt like it would emerge as a top 5 unit last season, but it never came together, right? Travis Etienne started out hot. Then the offensive line fell apart. You couldn't average more than 4 yards a carry. It was a disaster on the ground. Calvin Ridley didn't really gel with the receiving group. Zay Jones was injured. This is a big part of what Trevor likes to do on the field. Christian Kirk, injured. One of the most reliable pass catchers this team has had in over a decade. Lots of change there. So I get it. I get the 16. I don't necessarily beef with it until we know a little more about how these men will perform. We need to know if Gabe Davis is going to be the Gabe Davis we've seen throughout his career or if something changes here. We need to know if Brian Thomas Jr. is going to be a good wide receiver 2 or 3 or if he's going to be a wide receiver 1. And you may not find that out in the first season. You may see potential. There might be more promise than there is evidence or stats proof. But at least you'll understand. You'll start to understand what kind of player you got there. I'm good for this year at this rank. Now, don't come with this smoke next year if these boys prove they can do it. Just because it's Jacksonville.
Right.
And you got your bias. And by the way, Evan Ingram continuing to get besmirched.
How so?
This man led the league in receptions for tight end. Everyone's still looking at him like a top 8 tight end.
Top 8?
Like,
name 8?
Don't,
yeah, go ahead.
Don't come at me with David Njoku over Evan Ingram.
Okay, so hear me out. Just hear me out, all right? Over, how much more over in the ranking that you're looking at right now? Or it's not a ranking that you're looking at. You're just saying if you're coming in saying that David Njoku is better than Evan Ingram, don't even say that to you. You can't make an argument for it.
You can make an argument. It's just wrong.
Man, I got to be real with you.
Can talk to me.
Yeah, I think that would be wrong, but it's a lot closer than I wouldn't be as emphatic as you are about that statement of it being wrong. Because Njoku, man, the second half of last season, I get it. Evan Ingram did it consistently the entire 17-game season, so I'm biased.
No, he was on fire.
And
Njoku, when there was no Amari Cooper, when there was no wide receiver 2, Elijah Moore wasn't that like
Njoku was
he was
just
the reason they continued into the playoffs. But
so it's not that big of a gap.
You are talking about 81 receptions, 882 yards, and 6 touchdowns with the large bulk of the heavy lifting coming in the second half of the season, where Evan Ingram, 114 catches for 963 yards and 4 touchdowns. And by the way, he's probably good for another 2 or 3 touchdowns.
What do you mean by that?
Like 4 might be under where he goes this year.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, yes, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't want to hear you on TJ Hawkinson over Evan Ingram. People love to do that.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Well, prior to last season, if you're just going off of who has had better stats and I don't have it in front of me, I think that they're comparable. So when things are comparable, then you can look at some other things to point at, okay, I think I like Hawkinson a bit more. So
Hawkinson came from 2 pass-heavy offenses.
But that's not his fault.
No, it's not his fault. I'm not sitting here calling him a bad person for it.
And he has to perform still in those pass-heavy offenses.
Don't come at me when if Evan Ingram was on that Lions or Vikings team, he would have had 120, 130 receptions.
Well, I don't know. And also in the pass-heavy offense, it wasn't like he was the focal point. If you got Justin Jefferson on one team and you got Amon-Ra St. Brown on another team.
On the Lions, he was number 2 receiver on that team.
Yeah.
I mean, for a while. And then on the Vikings, yeah, I guess they kind of tossed it around a little bit when it was Kirk Cousins. But again, like a 40 pass per game team. That's not what you find on the Jaguars.
Now, if they do that now with your boy Darnold or McCarthy, then I'll be more impressed.
That's another team people are overrating, by the way, the Vikings. But
who is overrating the Vikings?
Yes.
Tell them to call in right now.
Dude, I'm telling you, this roster ranking has them at like 6.
I need to.
Wild. But listen, Travis Kelce, you want to put 34-year-old Travis Kelce over at Evan Ingram? That's fine. He's earned it. Sam Laporta was a rookie last year. You'd like to see him do it again. But from what you saw last year, you go, I could see it. I can see it. Maybe this guy ends up being one of the top 3, top 5 tight ends in the league.
So why would you be okay with that if his numbers, if Evan Ingram's numbers were better than his?
Because Laporta does it on less targets, and he does more in the game. As a matter of fact, Laporta reminds me more of Ingram than Hawkinson does.
When you say more in the game, though.
Like blocking.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're not just talking about, we're talking about
he's a better tight end.
Every aspect, of being a tight end. Okay.
David Njoku, I told you I don't want to hear it. Trey McBride, he got a lot of love from Kyler Murray last year because he was the only receiver on the field. So fine, he caught some balls, but no one's talking about Trey McBride before that. Cole Kmet disappointed. Dalton Kincaid is young. We'll see where it goes. There's a lot of hype around that guy. Very fast tight end. Jake Ferguson, no thank you. He's got to be sending like Christmas checks to Dak Prescott. George Kittle, I'll listen. George Kittle, top 3 tight end, top 5 tight end. I'm there for it.
So then if that's not, again, I'm just like, okay, the Kittle argument for me would be against Kittle being considered better than Evan Ingram. It's like, okay, I know you're probably going to get less targets because of the amount of guys around you, the amount of weapons in that offense, but the thing that's to your detriment is also to your benefit. So if you got Evan Ingram, who is just as, if not more athletic than George Kittle, in that San Francisco offense, I mean, how much more dynamic could he actually be stats-wise?
Well, targets, you raise an interesting point. 2020, he only played 8 games, so let's throw that out as the outlier. And the rest of the season, he played a minimum 14 games every year, most of them 15, 16, right? So when he had a lot of targets in the realm of what Evan Ingram had last year, let's say 90 and above, right? Last year, he had 90 targets, 65 catches, 1,000 yards. That's highly efficient.
Great.
Man can yak, and he loves to block. He's fast, very reliable hands. And if you look at ESPN Analytics, their analytics vendor, he gets open near the top of the league.
Well,
in terms of routes.
I know.
I understand you want to talk about Debo and Brandon Ayuk, except it's not like cornerbacks leave Debo to cover Kittle or vice versa.
Well, no, but the defense has to.
He still has linebackers on him, is my point. All these guys have linebackers on him and safeties.
Yeah, they do.
But hold on before we go to break. So 94 targets in 2021, 910 yards. He had, no, you can keep the music going. That's fine. 88 targets in 2018 was 1,300 yards.
Yeah, he's cooking.
Now, touchdowns is where I'll hear you on your point because he does have to share that load with 3 or 4 guys. Debo, Brandon Ayuk, Christian McCaffrey for sure. He's got to get his 2 or 3 a game. So maybe Kittle is like 4th on the list when it comes to the end zone. But, I mean, you could make a case that this guy is a top 3 tight end. I don't think it would be hard to do.
No, but I'm also making the case that Evan Ingram's in there too. And so if I'm putting somebody like Evan Ingram in there, who am I taking out if I already have 2 guys in there?
My only beef with Evan Ingram, at least according to ESPN Analytics, is that his get open number is lower than a lot of the top tight ends. But then again, that weakness ends up being a strength because look at how often the guy's still making the reception. Look at how often after not being open, he's still yakking after the catch. Man is highly talented. Highly talented. And I think he's going to show it again this year. Evan Ingram might be the brightest spot on the offense outside of Trevor Lawrence this year. One time will tell. I won't go back to it after the break, but just know they overrated the Texans. Just know they overrated the stinking Texans.
And they got CJ
I'm
Stroud
still
and the
scrolling.
boys.
Number 4.
There you go. Look at that.
They were ranked 32 in 2022, 32 again in 2023, and now they're 4th.
What are we doing?
Can't wait for that first tantrum from Stephon Diggs. It's the Aaron Schachter Show, 904-362-9901. When we come back, maybe a little Hard Knocks talk. The Aaron Schachter Show.
We would like to apologize in advance for whatever happens on the Aaron Schachter Show.
How much money can you have before you can start like a harem?
That's a wild question.
Get your answer in the break.
The Aaron Schachter Show, weekdays from 3 to 5 on Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. Connect with us on Facebook.
What do you mean by that?
Search for @ESPN690Jax and check out the latest sports news, live stream, or show clip.
Now we talking.
ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
My son loves to fly kites, but my active psoriatic arthritis can sometimes hold me back. Now with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready to go. Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults, helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
Are you looking for ways to entertain your clients, reward employees, and impress potential new prospects with something memorable? Daly's Place Blue offers the best ROI for entertaining in Jacksonville. Create a live VIP music experience like no other with the best seats in the house, premium parking, a luxury lodge, suite or couch, your own private entrance, VIP lounge access, guaranteed tickets to sold-out shows, and much more. You'll never want to see a show any other way once you go blue. To learn more, go to dailysplace.com or call 904-633-2000.
The lightest 350 horsepower onboard has just hit the water. Introducing the all-new Yamaha 4.3-liter V6 Offshore F350 with advanced features and class-leading power to weight. Every run will be more efficient and exhilarating. The new 4.3-liter V6 Offshore F350 from Yamaha. Reliability starts here.
Dave and Ammon here with Zero Res. So Ammon, you have worked for Zero Res since you were 9 years old. What makes Zero Res the right choice for cleaning carpets and tile?
I can think of 3 simple reasons. We have the best process, the best people, and our promise to do the best cleaning possible every time.
So what deals does Zero Res offering for this month?
July is National Carpet Cleaning Month, so for home carpet cleaning, we're offering $49 per room, and for businesses, we're offering 20% off.
Sounds like a great time to get your carpets cleaned. Zero Res.
Spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Hey, I'm Carrie.
And I'm Bruce. We're the owners of Koala Insulation. Did you know that according to the Department of Energy, heating and cooling account for almost half of the home's energy use and expense? We started our insulation business because we wanted to help people save money on those energy bills and live a healthier life.
Schedule a free evaluation today at koalainsulation.com.
Koala Insulation. Clean, knowledgeable, and trusted.
Advisory services through Talon Private Wealth and SEC Registered Investment Advisor. Lord License D056341.
On Guarding Your Nest Egg Radio, Mike Lester, founder of Talon Wealth,
focuses on a key question many share. Do I have enough to retire?
For starters, we'll do the math for you. But to me, it's really more about lifestyle. I want to find out what's important to you. I want to find out what your expenses are. And then I'm going to give you a realistic expectation moving forward of how your money needs to be invested to accomplish your goals in retirement.
Get to know Mike at guardingyournestegg.com.
Last year's RV trip, we met a couple with the same bumper sticker. What are the odds?
Your cousin isn't a good storyteller.
He was a podiatrist, or was it a pharmacist? Huh,
you don't say.
Oh, I can't remember.
But she owns an RV protected by Progressive, and you don't. So until you get your own RV, her stories are the most interesting stories you've ever heard.
Wow, interesting.
And when you do get your own RV, save money by bundling it with your home, auto, or other vehicles with Progressive.
Oh, anesthesiologist. He was an anesthesiologist.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6580. That's 800-583-6580.
ESPN 690 is your home for Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp Baseball.
High to right center. It's out of here.
Hear all of the action from the Crustacean Nation.
And Jacksonville's blown this game open.
On Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
Welcome back. It's the Aaron Schachter Show, 904-362-9901. We'll be on ESPN 690 today up until 5 p.m. Brian Middleton, mega producer. And me, little old me, having some fun. Shooting shots, taking jokes. Taking shots, shooting jokes. 6'5". Have you been watching Hard Knocks, Brian?
Not at all.
Is that a tax bracket thing or you just don't like the show?
It might be a tax bracket thing. Isn't it on HBO?
HBO.
Yeah, I don't have it.
Yeah, I watch it on Max.
Oh, look at you.
You know, the Richies like myself.
That's what you tend to do.
We subscribe to Max.
That's what you tend to do.
I will say they've, destroyed the brand, Warner Brothers.
Good for them.
What a terrible job.
Warner Brothers, the frog?
Zaslav, Warner Media, has done with HBO and Max, just dismantled the thing. It used to be like a can't-miss network, and now you just don't know. You just don't know. But Hard Knocks is still Hard Knocks. Here's the problem I got with Hard Knocks. They're trying to dilute the brand a little bit.
Okay.
Not only do you got regular Hard Knocks, now you got off-season Hard Knocks and mid-season Hard Knocks. Don't forget, the Receiver Show debuts tomorrow on Netflix.
All right.
I watched Quarterback last year. I want to watch Receiver, but how many of these football shows can I watch? That being said, I'm pretty notoriously known for watching as much TV as possible. But still, I do think I'm going to get to a point where I might get over it. But we ain't there yet. We ain't there yet. Watching the Giants and that dumpster fire of a franchise, it's been fairly interesting.
Wow.
And we're only 2 episodes in.
Okay.
And I haven't finished watching the full episode 2. I'm partway done. But I did see a scene that's making the rounds all over social media. And it's this Saquon Barkley phone call. Have you heard about this today?
No, I haven't.
Basically, they showed the phone call where Joe Shane basically has his divorce from Saquon Barkley. It was the phone call that determined Saquon would not be coming back to the team.
Okay.
He essentially tells him where his line is, and Saquon goes, you know where I want to be on the money, and they're just not going to do it. But the interesting thing that's making the rounds here, and then Florio wrote about it. Sorry, folks. I know you guys hate when I talk about Mike Florio. The interesting thing was there was a scene in episode 1 where the general manager is talking to his scouting team, and he's like, look, there is no way we're using the franchise tag on Saquon Barkley. We don't think someone's going to come up and get him. We think we can get him at a reduced number. Even if he leaves as a free agent, we think we can get him back here at a reduced number. You got $40 million a year poured into Daniel Jones and no help around him. We're going to figure it out with Daniel Jones. This is basically what he said in episode 1.
You got no help at quarterback either, but I digress.
Interesting to me in that scene is the thought that the Giants get to approve all of it before it hits the television.
Oh.
They have final say over all of that content. As a matter of fact, when it was the Jets last year, that was one of the big knocks on it, was that the Jets were cleansing the whole thing. They were whitewashing the whole thing. I still enjoyed it because it was my team. I don't know that other people did. So I'm looking at this Giants content going, whatever we're seeing is what they think is okay to show us. And what they showed us was The first episode, the GM's like, we're not doing it. We're going to support Daniel Jones. And then in the second episode, he's on the phone with Saquon. Like, Saquon, you could be a legend here. We want to be all in on the Saquon business. But Saquon wasn't blind. He saw right through it.
Mm-hmm.
And he ends up becoming a free agent. And, of course, the Eagles come up and grab him. That's got to be a heartbreaking part of the show. I haven't gotten to that part yet. But then the GM goes to a press conference, and he's asked flat out, is the franchise tag off the table? This is like a week or two after they decided it was. And he's like, I wouldn't say it's off the table. And Florio writes, and he's not wrong. It just goes to show you sometimes the lie is baked in to the cake.
Man.
More often than not, you're getting GMs who aren't there to give information to the media or the fans. They're there to push narrative. That's part of the gig. And part of me is like, well, of course. And the other part of me is, how can you watch any of those press conferences and believe anything anybody says? For instance, one of the first press conferences of the offseason, you saw Trent Baalke say, we haven't really had contact with Josh Allen. Then he catches a whole lot of flack for it. Well, the very next press conference, they ask him, have you been in touch with Trevor? And without missing a beat, yep, was on the phone with him yesterday. And now, like, at the time, I believed it because it made sense to me, right? Well, you put your foot in your mouth on Josh Hines Allen.
Look at you.
I'm trying to do it. I got to remember.
Yeah.
You put your foot in your mouth with Josh Hines Allen. So, of course, you don't want to do that with Trev. But also, like, even if you haven't been in touch, who's telling on you?
Players today.
Are you telling the truth?
Brandon Ayuk would tell.
Yeah, but is Trev going to Instagram and scrubbing the team? Like, that's not a thing that's going to happen. So now, every time I see one of these press conferences, I'm going to be like, what's the lie? Because there's definitely lying going on. And I get it. Like, sometimes you can't tell the truth. It gives up your leverage. If you admit in the press conference the franchise tag is off the table, other teams know they just got to come up near that number.
You know?
So you don't want to give your hand. But I wish there was just a way for them to say, I'm not going to comment on any of that stuff now because it's part of the contract negotiations. For instance, if you were in a lawsuit and I asked you, if we had Sophie Hall on the show and I was like, hey, tell us about this Tyreek Hill incident. She wouldn't be able to talk on it. She'd be like, there's an ongoing lawsuit. My lawyers have told me not to comment.
That's right.
But we all accept that. Like, why can't GM say the same thing? There's an ongoing contract negotiation. I'd rather not comment on that. Just know that conversations are taking place. I'd be fine with that.
Okay.
I would love to see more of that instead of feeling like I'm getting lied to by my team every time. And this rant has been brought to you by nobody. It's the Aaron Schachter Show. Let's go to break. 904-362-9901. When we come back, it's a Brian Middleton production.
Bueller Aaron Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Today's challenger, a paint color namer from Jacksonville, Florida. Meet Irving Stapler.
Hi, Howie.
So the next round is word association. I'll say a word and you give me the first word you think of. Engagement ring.
Jeweler.
Gas station.
Fueler.
Aaron Burr.
Dueler?
Air conditioning.
Wow. Jeez. It's a toughie.
Come on, Irv. The sponsor's gonna kill me now.
Oh, Bueller.
That's right, Irv. If your AC is struggling through the summer heat, the first name you should think of for fast, friendly, 5-star service is Bueller Air and Plumbing. The name to know to make sure you are cool.
Have a beer, Irv.
Cooler.
Stay cooler with Bueller. Visit BuellerAir.com.
Ready to drive away with a fortune? Join us at Best Bet St. Augustine for our Fairways to Fortune giveaway. Over $30,000 in prizes are up for grabs, including a top-of-the-line 6-seater golf cart. Join us July 27th at Best Bet St. Augustine for the big giveaway and hourly cash drawings. Come play and win big at Best Bet St. Augustine, located on State Road 207, seconds away from the I-95 exit. Visit BestBetJax.com for details. That's BestBetJax.com. And we'll see you in St. Augustine.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Studios, Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Leonard is to win a title, so today's move is understandable for ESPN NBA analyst Chiney Ogwumike.
Given the sacrifices and all the different ways that the circumstances have built themselves up to with the Clippers, the investment they made in him, the investment the Clippers have made overall in themselves, I think that's hard. And also, he's won championships before, but still the pressure is on him, and it's hard when you come off of a difficult season, ending the way you did, to go and expend yourself more, knowing that there's more to come. 82 more games.
Boston guard Derek White replaces Leonard on the roster. Former NBA player Jonte Porter pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit wire fraud in a federal criminal case tied to the betting scandal which got him banned from the league earlier this year. Chicago rookie Angel Reese extended a WNBA record 14th straight double-double in the 78-69 win today over Atlanta.
Here's one stat that's super simple to remember. Discover automatically doubles the cash back on your credit card at the end of your first year with Cash Back Match. With Discover, you could turn $150 cash back to $300. See terms at discover.com/credit card.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
Picture yourself cruising down the coast in the brand new Volkswagen, turning heads and feeling the wind in your hair. This summer, get ready for the hottest deals of the season. Introducing the Volkswagen Summer Sales Event, where your dream car is just a drive away. Whether you're looking for the sleek sophistication of the Jetta, the versatile performance of the Tiguan, or the electric thrill of the ID4, we've got the perfect ride for you. And during our summer VW Savvy Sales Event, the deals are scorching. Hurry, these deals won't last long. Visit TomBushVW.com for details.
Rich Jones here. If you're an investor who's interested in doing well while doing good, getting solid returns on your investments while making a positive impact, consider investment funds with DLP Capital. Here's Don Wenner, CEO of DLP Real Estate Capital, to tell you more.
With the current housing shortage in the U.S., investing in real estate, especially workforce housing, is one of the safest and most reliable places to invest. We invest in affordable housing for hardworking people and generate amazing returns for each of our investors.
To get your investor's guide and find out more, dial ** invest from your cell phone or visit highyieldreturns.net.
Hi, it's me, your plumber, with important information for anyone interested in safe, soft, filtered water. Don't drink bottled water. Get advice from someone you trust, buy a water filter, and don't call those high-priced water guys. Instead, call me, your plumber. I recommend Safety Zone water systems, so you get top-quality equipment, affordable prices, and you'll save money too. Safety Zone is your #1 choice considering price, performance, and reliability.
Safety Zone Water is the single-source water treatment supplier for the plumbing industry. Our distributor is Nolan Company Jacksonville, the leading plumbing wholesaler for water treatment in Northeast Florida. For sales and service, contact your local plumber or visit us at safetyzonewater.com.
Safety Zone Water.
The #1 water brand recommended by plumbers.
Ugh, kitchen ants, runaway roaches, a spider. A spider! A spider! Relax, just use Zevo. Zevo bug sprays use essential oils to eliminate those pests and up to 20 household insects. Plus, Zevo is safe for use around people and pets when used as directed. Just spritz the bugs and wipe them away. Zevo, people-friendly, bug-deadly.
I occasionally have nerve discomfort in my hands, so the things I love to do...
Let's play something, Grandma.
...became difficult as I got older.
If you have occasional stabbing and burning in your hands and feet, try Nervive Nerve Relief. Nervive's clinically studied dose of alpha-lipoic acid reduces occasional nerve discomfort in as little as 7 days with continued daily use. Say yes to healthy nerves with Nervive Nerve Relief.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Who is this guy? Aaron Shafting? What is it? Oh, Schachter? Schachter. Okay. Shack Attack. Schachter. He gets shacked. But I digress. Here we go.
You ready? Yeah. Turn up your radio.
The Aaron Schachter Show on ESPN 690.
Welcome back to the Aaron Schachter Show. Jamming along. It's already 4 o'clock. Where did the hour go? Time flies when you're shooting shots. 904-362-9901 if you want to jump in. Earlier, we were talking about ranking NFL teams by their wide receiver, tight end, running back combos, courtesy of Bill Barnwell and ESPN+. We also talked a little bit about Hard Knocks and the travesty that has become the Giants. Feels like it's going to get worse before it gets better.
You talking about the Jets or the Giants?
The Giants, you jerk. Talk about the Jets.
Just asking.
Jets are ranked 4th in the roster rankings, bruh.
No.
And a good team. I don't got to brag. It's fine.
We'll see what that looks like in January.
We will see, because you know what?
When all of us are sitting watching the playoffs.
Including Aaron Rodgers. When Aaron Rodgers goes down in game 1, don't worry, because Tyrod Taylor is going to go right behind him on a couple of plays after that. What are we doing?
Oh, okay, there we go. All right. I didn't give you enough time to finish that statement.
And you know what? Just in case it wasn't enough injuries in the quarterback room between Aaron Rodgers and Tyrod Taylor, shout out to the Knowles, the Jets drafted Jordan Travis.
Look at that.
Not ready yet.
Yeah.
That ankle is still coming back together.
It's still being attached.
Crazy glued.
Yeah.
So, good job, Joe Douglas and the New York Jets. Love you. Can't wait for another disappointing season. Thank you.
January is going to be nice and cozy and warm. Indoors.
They say JETS, just end the season. And that's where we'll end the show. Goodbye, everybody. No? Okay. In that case, Brian, if we're not going to end the show, let's get to business.
An exercise in excellence. It's a Brian Middleton production.
Now, Bubba, you got a lot of games in your holster. You've got the 80s you got the sitcom theme song game. You've got Survey Says. You've got Dead or Alive. And then you've got today's game, which is?
This or That.
This or That.
Aaron Schachter, This or That. A song also made, by Black Sheep. Right?
Who's the Black Sheep?
Yeah,
What's
the Black
Yeah, look at me. That's right. 90s hip-hop.
For the radio people.
Oh, yeah. I'm wearing a T-shirt.
Yeah, that says 90s hip-hop on it.
Sorry, I forgot. We're on the radio.
No, it's all good. AM. Anyway, I'm going to give you 2 options. You tell me whether you prefer this one or that one based off of the topic matter, okay?
Tell me, bro. Come on.
Simple, simple, simple. Let's start off with an easy one.
Ooh,
also,
I like easy.
Hey, this one is themed. It's basically based off of people with 3 names or 3-word businesses, 3-word slogans, things of that nature.
In honor of Joshua Hines Allen.
And honors of number 41.
41, come get it.
So starting off with better Jacksonville Jaguar player, Josh Hines Allen, or Maurice Jones-Drew. Ooh. Now, let me give you a couple of their stats now.
Please.
You don't have that in front of you. Hines Allen, 45 sacks so far in his career, couple of interceptions, 2 Pro Bowls in 5 seasons.
There it is.
He's still a young player. I know he's a vet, but just growing into what we think is his peak years now, right? Maurice Jones-Drew, 9 seasons with the team, Jacksonville, 8,167 rushing yards, 2,944 reception yards, 81 touchdowns, 3 Pro Bowls. Again, 9 seasons here in Duval. Better Jag, according to Aaron Schachter.
I didn't think this was going to be tough. And the more I thought about it, it becomes tough. The Mojo numbers are interesting because you need a little context around them.
Oh, now you want context. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. In this conversation, I absolutely want context. Yeah, Maurice coming into the league in 2006 where he's absolutely splitting time with Fred Taylor. It was really actually the initial surge of the 2-headed running back, a.k.a. running back by committee.
Mm-hmm.
And the Jags used it well. Even while splitting time, even while limiting his attempts, he didn't have over 200 carries until 2009. 166, 167, 197, still averaging over 4 yards a carry. Great pass catcher as well. Really at a time where fantasy football was taking off, he became beloved. Josh Allen's got that dog in him. Without Josh Allen, last year is even more embarrassing than it was. And quite frankly, if last year is in the conversation for most embarrassing, at least end to the season, because you don't want to discount the 1-win year, you got to give Josh Allen credit for that intangible of saving us from that even more humiliation. That being said, if we're talking about Jaguars' career, I got to go with Mojo here.
Look at that.
Mojo did very special things at a time where no one else was really doing it. You look at that 2011 season, 343 carries. Talk about a workhorse. All 16 games. He had 1,600 rushing yards that year. Just rushing yards. 43 catches, 374 passing or receiving yards. 3 touchdowns through the air, 8 touchdowns on the ground. That season alone might be one of the most impressive seasons for a Jaguars offensive player in the history of the franchise. And while you could say that about Josh Allen's 17 and a half sacks, was that what it was?
Yeah,
17 and a half sack season? I'm not going to say it here. I'm going to say Maurice Jones-Drew.
Wow. Okay. So you're telling me that the basically the anchor of the Jacksonville Jaguars defense.
Yep.
One of arguably the top 2 leaders on the team.
Who's the other? Foye Lewick, and who are you naming the other?
Trevor.
Oh, I thought you meant on defense. Okay.
You just toss them to the side. Okay. Cool, man. Maurice Jones-Drew.
I wouldn't.
I got you. No, you did.
I understand that you like to do stuff for the radio,
But you
so
did.
that's fine.
But you did. We'll move on.
It's okay.
We'll move on. Okay. Don't smile in his face when you see him in person, though.
Good news. I'll never see him in person.
Don't hide your hand in person, all right?
The other part of this, by the way, is the fact that if you look at AV, which I don't know how much you subscribe to, but Pro Football, literally yes.
But now you're just like, cool. All right, we'll move on.
Shout out to Josh Hines-Allen, by the way.
Okay. Famous 3-word slogans, Aaron Schachter.
Oh.
Famous 3-word slogans. McDonald's, I'm loving it, or Nike's, just do it.
Oh, man.
Which one do you like better? Which one drew you more to that business?
You know, McDonald's, I'm loving it, resonates with me a little bit. Big fan of McDonald's and eating trash food, so I'm loving it. You know, you sing that to people, but, I mean, who beats Nike's just do it? Who beats Nike's just do it? It's like the most famous slogan / catchphrase ever. You could literally just look at the Nike swoosh, and in your head, you see the words, just do it. Does that happen when you see the golden arches? I don't think it does. Also, when's the last time the Nike swoosh gave you cholesterol problems? But if you're loving it, then you're loving Q-statin meds, because you probably have high blood pressure. Just saying.
So we're going with Nike.
Go with Nike.
Okay, I just wanted. Holy smokes! He said you need that proper statin right now.
Know what I mean?
Me? Okay, Aaron
Get that
Schachter.
Brian Middleton insurance going.
More fun to say. More fun to say. These are going to be former athletes' names with. Okay.
Okay. Is HaHa Clinton Dix on here?
It is, but not this particular topic.
Okay,
More
cool.
fun to say. Ben Jarvis Green Ellis.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's fun.
The law firm of Ben Jarvis Green Ellis.
Huh? Or. Let me get the dumb button ready.
Okay, here we go.
Chris Fuamatu Mafala.
That was brilliant. You nailed that. Do it
thank
again.
You. No, because there was almost a C in there and probably a K, and I just didn't want to. Yeah.
I say take one more shot.
I'm good.
I don't even know how to say it.
Chris Fuamatu Mafala.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Chris Ma'afala.
Ben Jarvis Green Ellis.
I got to go with Ben Jarvis Green Ellis.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. At least you can say that name confidently.
Yeah.
Like, I'd have to study a little more to say the other name. I'd have to read it a couple of times in the mirror, maybe even put a rhythm to it so it's easier to remember. Sometimes, like when I was doing my draft work and I wanted to say, what was it, Latu? I don't even know if that's his name. I forget at this point. But I remember having to, like, put a rhythm to it so I wouldn't forget how to say it.
Wow.
Ben Jarvis Green Ellis. It just kind of rolls off the tongue.
Man.
Itself is very rhythmic. I feel like you could put a beat to that name, and it would be a #1 hit if Drake sang it.
He was there you go. He was a solid running back for New England.
I
think Cincinnati.
Yeah.
What I remember most about Ma'afala is Chris Berman when him and Tom Jackson were doing
the NFL countdown.
Yeah, and he would say that's a bad Ma'afala.
It's good.
It was so great. And then Tom Jackson would be like, hold on, hey, watch. You know what I mean? Because you could potentially slip up.
My favorite Chris Berman story, I was at the Keyshawn Johnson draft because he was going to the Jets. Me and a bunch of my friends went. It was at Radio City Music Hall.
Okay.
And we were in high school at the time. We go to the draft, and Chris Berman is doing the ESPN coverage, but it's getting piped into the speakers in the venue. When they go to commercial, his mic is still piped into the speakers in the venue.
Okay.
And he lit up a producer with all kinds of curse words.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And we're all sitting there laughing in the crowd. I'm thinking back on that moment going, man, if I was that producer and the entire Radio City Music Hall is laughing at me because, big fat Chris Berman's yelling at me in the break because I didn't bring him a coffee or the teleprompter is wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe flipping a table that day.
Yeah, man, I think it would surprise most people to realize what happens behind the scenes, especially on television.
You're trying to say you got some stories.
Most aren't as nice as you think they are.
I would love to hear some of these stories.
Don't you worry, you will in the break.
Who you trashing? Is it Ben Becker, the keyboard record?
Nah, that's my dog right there.
All right.
Nah.
Mike Burrish mean to you?
Nah, that's my dog right there.
It was Burt Martineau?
Nah, I barely seen him in the studio. He's always on, out in the field.
Yeah, you want to talk about show starts at 3, I'm in at 2:58. That is that guy to a T. Huh?
One that you're a fan of, though. Okay, next up. More impactful 80s character. Okay, but we'll give you the actual actor's name, okay?
Got it.
Philip Michael Thomas as Detective Ricardo Tubbs on Miami Vice.
Miami Vice.
Or Malcolm Jamal Warner as Theo Huxtable. More impactful 80s character.
This is easy to me.
Wow.
Only because probably that Miami Vice, I was a little young when that thing was super popular.
Mm-hmm.
But the Cosby Show I grew up with.
Yeah.
Cosby Show was kind of like my family for a little bit.
Okay.
As a little boy watching TV, trying to relate to the people I saw on the screen.
Okay.
And Malcolm Jamal Warner was like this responsible big brother. When you think of real life big brothers, you don't think of responsible. You think of jerks. You think of bullies. You think of people giving their little brothers and little sisters a hard time for most of their life.
Okay.
And here comes Malcolm Jamal Warner setting the bar so high, no one can eclipse that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Malcolm Jamal Warner. Unfortunately, he wasn't included in the Different World spinoff that his sister was.
Yeah.
But so be it.
Okay.
He still went on to have a decent acting career.
Yeah, he's just the last thing I've seen him in that was really good was The Resident. I think you can catch it on Netflix now. Super good, show and great actor in that. Anyway, better entertainer. Jean-Claude, that's the hyphenated part. Van Damme.
Not Van Damme. Van Damme.
Or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Better entertainer?
Entertainer.
Oh, I'm going to have to go with Jean-Claude here.
Really?
Listen, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
The captain of Showtime?
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar certainly entertained on the court, and he had some acting gigs as well. I think he was in Naked Gun, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
That being said, he's kind of known for being a grumpy guy.
Okay.
Not really likable by people, so it's hard for me when you say Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for me to have this, this happy association with him.
Aaron, you just told me that Chris Berman cussed out 8 different entry-level employees in 1996.
Just one.
In the NFL draft for not bringing him a
coffee or
Coke
whatever
Zero.
it was.
I'm bringing him Crystal Pepsi. You remember
it was
that?
Pepsi Crystal. But who was the other name you had there?
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah, listen, I'm not a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie fan. I can't name you, off the top of my head, his dumb, silly, C-level movies. But I can tell you that...
Bloodsport.
Well, fine. That's the one.
Time Cop.
Excuse me?
Okay.
Excuse me? But I will say you this. This man is in on the joke, and I can appreciate anybody whose career turns into a punchline who then embraces the punchline. There are a few people who do this. Jean-Claude Van Damme is one. As a matter of fact, he was at a movie premiere in France or some European country a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and I saw on Instagram they start playing his dumb song that he did a music video to.
Okay.
Because he was a music artist for a second.
Okay.
And he starts doing this corny dance. Very Snow Bunny. I don't know if you've ever seen a Snow Bunny dance before. Chances are you have.
I have seen that.
But you really stay in your square.
That,
yeah, man. He's doing the shoulder shake. He's doing the shimmy.
Dance.
Oh, yeah.
That's like his Carlton dance.
Yes, it is his Carlton. Yes.
That's his signature dance.
This is what I'm saying. Jean-Claude Van Damme knows he's getting laughed at. He can't be looking at everyone laughing going, yes, it's because I'm a good dancer. He knows, and he still leans in on it. Shout out to Jean-Claude Van Damme. I got to appreciate that.
Time for one more, Aaron.
Hit me. Come on.
I couldn't think of a topic for this one, so I'm going to move to another better actor one.
Oh. You're calling the audible.
Yeah, Daniel Day-Lewis. I always hear the name. I haven't seen one thing he's been in, or...
You haven't seen any of Daniel Day-Lewis's movies? Not even Gangs of New York is a great movie.
Julia...
Louis Dreyfus.
Oh, it's Louis. I was about to say Louis Dreyfus. I know she's been on Seinfeld. I know she's been in a couple different things. Aaron, let me tell you, since you clearly know some, but let me just tell you what I wrote down right here. 3 Oscars for Day-Lewis.
Not enough.
2 SAG Awards. He was in Lincoln. There Will Be Blood. Kings of New York.
There Will Be Blood was phenomenal. Kings of New York. Gangs of New York, not Kings. Gangs of New York.
Gangs of New York. Is that the one with Lawrence Fishburne?
I don't think he was in that.
Okay, never mind then.
Gangs of New York was about all the gangs that were in New York at the turn of the century.
Okay.
When everyone started immigrating into New York, and he was basically the biggest mobster there was, Bill the Butcher.
Gotcha.
But a phenomenal movie. Last of the Mohicans. My Left Foot, I think he won the Oscar for.
Sounds great.
Lincoln. Who saw Lincoln? Daniel Day-Lewis has a reputation for being the actor's actor.
Okay.
Like, it doesn't get higher on the list when it comes to actors, thespians, than Daniel Day-Lewis. He's in this group with, like, Tom Hardy and a few, Christian Bale. These guys who are just like...
Tom Hardy?
You can't question their acting ability. Is that shocking to you, Tom Hardy, because he did Venom?
Louis-Dreyfus.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus is a brilliant comedic actress. Obviously got famous on Seinfeld.
I didn't know she was on SNL. Did you know that?
For a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
Not too long.
Okay, they got her out of there.
But I'll tell you this, because I wasn't the hugest Seinfeld fan. Yeah. During the pandemic, my wife and I found Veep, which had been on the air and then off the air.
Yep.
It might be one of the funniest TV shows nobody talks about.
Bro, I had to discover it myself.
It is hilarious. I howled at this thing. Like, I scream-laughed multiple times while watching this. This is brilliant writing, great acting by Julia Louis-Dreyfus. And here's something you may not know about her.
I don't know.
Her parents are billionaires.
Well.
They're like money manager, hedge fund billionaires.
Good for her.
So she didn't have to do any of this.
Yeah, good for her.
She could have just been a rich person.
All the advantages.
But she wanted to do it on her own, Brian, with no privilege whatsoever.
Let's not get carried away with the no privilege whatsoever.
She had no help.
Let's stop. Let's stop right there.
That $100,000 she spent going to college, she worked for it.
But Aaron, hey, what I noticed about her resume is that she don't miss. If she signs up for a project, it's gonna be big.
Well, that's because if she does a movie, she'll just buy all the tickets
that's
for
fair.
it.
That's fair. Aaron, who are you picking out?
I'm picking Daniel Day-Lewis.
Oh wow, dang, that was quick.
Yeah.
Dang, that was quick.
Daniel Day-Lewis is amazing. Amazing. Also one of these guys who you can't like go up to on the street and say hi and take a picture with.
Oh.
He'll tell you to kick rocks.
Chris Berman energy.
I kind of love that. Like, don't lie to me. Be who you are. Be who you are. That's all. You don't like it.
Imagine wanting to be famous without any of the extra stuff that comes with fame.
Well, we're actually going to talk about that next segment. It's a good segue.
Good.
I appreciate that if we're done here.
Yeah, we're done.
Because we're going to get to a Joe Burrow interview. He just did a very famous podcast where he talked a lot about fame. They talked to him about fame. And it actually made me want to talk to you about it. So when we come back, we will hear from Joe Burrow. It'll sound something like this.
I sometimes feel like a hot chick.
Hey,
okay,
man,
Joey. Hey, whatever floats your boat, man. It's 2024.
I'm trying to get there with you.
We'll be back on the Aaron Schachter Show. I'm going to go help Brian become a hot chick.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Partly sunny today, scattered midday and afternoon showers and thunderstorms will spread from west to east with highs in the 90s, dropping into the 70s with clearing skies tonight, and a partly sunny and hot Thursday. Only a very isolated afternoon storm, mostly dry as we reach the mid-90s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish. Join me today beginning at 5 p.m. on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. It's Christmas in July. Save up to 40% store-wide at Beard's Diamonds.
Are you looking for ways to entertain your clients, reward employees, and impress potential new prospects with something memorable? Daly's Place Blue offers the best ROI for entertaining in Jacksonville. Create a live VIP music experience like no other with the best seats in the house, premium parking, a luxury lodge, suite or couch, your own private entrance, VIP lounge access, guaranteed tickets to sold-out shows, and much more. You'll never want to see a show any other way once you go blue. To learn more, go to dailysplace.com or call 904-633-2000.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry and receive a free hair and scalp examination and get 2 weeks of laser treatments for free. Call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Hairforme.com.
If you're feeling undervalued where you bank or lost in the shuffle, it might be time for a change. Community First Credit Union makes changing easy and worth it. We've been helping the people of North Florida live their best lives for over 9 decades, and we're here to help you too. If you open a Community First checking account, we'll give you a $200 bonus, and you don't have to refer anyone to get it. Visit communityfirstfl.org for details. Member NCUA. Bonus requires deposits totaling $1,000 or more and 10 debit transactions within the first 90 days of account opening.
Snyderman, can you move things in your mind?
Nope.
Did you read our minds?
I got nothing. Were you thinking of nothing?
No. So, what makes you a superhero?
I can tell if you should repair or replace your air conditioning system.
If it's time to replace your air conditioning unit, Snyder can help. Get 0% interest if you pay in full within 60 months. Visit SnyderAC.com and get the details in a flash.
Flash? I think you mean Snyderman.
CAC 1813307.
Hi, it's me, your plumber, with important information for anyone interested in safe, soft, filtered water. Don't drink bottled water. Get advice from someone you trust, buy a water filter, and don't call those high-priced water guys. Instead, call me, your plumber. I recommend Safety Zone water systems, so you get top-quality equipment, affordable prices, and you'll save money too. Safety Zone is your #1 choice considering price, performance, and reliability.
Safety Zone Water is the single-source water treatment supplier for the plumbing industry. Our distributor is Nolan Company Jacksonville, the leading plumbing wholesaler for water treatment in Northeast Florida. For sales and service, contact your local plumber or visit us at safetyzonewater.com.
Safety Zone Water.
The #1 water brand recommended by plumbers.
Hey you, I knew I'd find you back in the same aisle. What are you looking for today? More fiber, more laxatives, more of the same ways to manage your constipation? Look, if your constipation with belly pain keeps coming back, you may have irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. Ask your doctor how Linzess can help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
ESPN.com is your home for all things ESPN 690. Find shows, podcasts, Florida State Seminoles football, contests, and more at ESPN690.com. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
Pharrell's got a movie coming out. Welcome back to the Aaron Schachter Show. ESPN 690 with you guys for another half hour. 904-362-9901.
Is that true?
Pharrell's not only doing a movie about his life, but it's a Lego movie. That dude's different. And by the way, a genius, a musical genius. As an artist, as a producer, performer, a marketer, genius. This Lego movie is going to do big numbers for him, man. Very happy to see Pharrell getting his own movie. He's been behind so many songs you don't even know. Now you know the songs. You don't even know he's behind them. I love when you find out about guys like that. But that's not where I want to take the show right now. I want to use this opportunity that this company has given me to do radio to talk a little bit more, I should say, about Bill Belichick. I am curious what Bill Belichick and his oh-so-young girlfriend are up to. Last we checked in on Bill, he was jaunting around town with his 24-year-old gal pal, who was 0 when Bill Belichick was in his 50s. Just saying. In any case, we're now hearing what he's been up to lately, courtesy of Travis Kelce. Because Travis Kelce's out there telling all the news on it. He's spilling the beans.
Snitch box.
A little snitch box. I haven't even got to the snitch box yet. I don't think.
Boy.
We got to save that for tomorrow. Boy, do I got stuff to talk about on the snitch box. In any case, I guess Bill Belichick reached out to Travis Kelce. Who was on the podcast? Let's see. Sam Riggs-Bozoian. He works over at Barstool. He was on the podcast 4Play. He was talking about it. He said, Coach Belichick hit up Travis Kelce when he was over across the pond in Europe. So at one point, they're just all hanging out, and then Belichick hits up Kelce and asks for tickets to go see Taylor Swift in Amsterdam. Brian, you're making a face right now, and your face is kind of the stink face, kind of the face you make when you just realize maybe your feet smell a little bit.
Oh.
That's the face you just made.
No socks.
Yeah, it's like, is that me?
Oh, no.
Oh, that is me.
Oh, no.
Poor Bill Belichick, in an effort to remain relevant to his very, very, very young 24-year-old girlfriend who he has so much in common with, and it's totally not gross that they're together. Bill Belichick decided he wanted to be the oldest guy at the Taylor Swift concert in Amsterdam. Now, I don't know about you, Brian. I don't know about your history with dating or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But occasionally,
Occasionally, unsuccessful.
As a boyfriend or a husband,
meager.
You go places. You go places
wanting
with your significant other.
Okay.
I've done this a lot. I went to a Maggie Rogers concert in Atlanta. I didn't want to go.
Who was that?
Oh, man. I'm about to go to my second Maggie Rogers concert later this year.
God bless you.
I don't want to go.
Better you than me, brother.
I don't want to go.
Maggie Roberts. She sounds like someone on it. Oh,
Maggie
Rogers.
Rogers. It's lady rock. It's not even rock. It's lady pop.
She sounds like, you know that skit on SNL? Speaking of SNL, 2 blocks in a row, where they were like AM talk radio hosts, but it was like the very soft voice.
Yes.
Maggie Roberts.
It was almost like Delilah, yeah. Maggie Rogers.
Maggie Roberts.
Rogers.
Mimi no.
Yeah.
But she's a rocker, huh? Like Joan Jett?
No, not a rocker. It's like lady pop, but old lady pop.
Who's forcing you to go again? This old lady pop?
This is my wife. She likes this old lady pop. She also likes young lady pop. She's into Chapel Roan, but we're not doing a segment on my wife here.
Okay.
I'm just saying, Bill Belichick sitting there. And here's the other part that I love about this story. Because when you're rich, you can afford great access and seats.
Okay.
And if Kelsey's hooking you up, maybe you're standing side stage. Maybe you're not even in the crowd. Or if you are, maybe you're in the pit. A lot of these venues won't even have seats closest to the stage. They have standing room only closest to the stage.
Expensive, like there are seats there, but no seats.
Sometimes more so.
Yeah.
Now, here's the beef, man. I'm 44 years old. When I go to a show at the St. Augustine Amphitheater, shout out to the Amp down in St. Augustine, they've got a pit. And when you see your favorite bands, you want to be close, you buy pit tickets. I got to tell you, at 44 years old, I can't even really do that whole show anymore. To do 3 hours in the heat standing up, I don't want to do it. I'd rather have seats. So Bill Belichick, looking at his young 24-year-old girlfriend, going, hey, I know you want to be in the pit and all, but how about these nosebleeds? Hey, do you mind if we leave 7 songs in? I want to beat the traffic out of the Taylor Swift Amsterdam concert. This is humiliating for Bill Belichick.
You think so?
One of the greatest coaches in NFL history.
Okay.
Cursed out every guy he's ever worked with.
It's fair.
Told Robert Kraft, a billionaire, to kick rocks.
You're paraphrasing there because it didn't quite go that way.
Told Woody Johnson to kick rocks as well. The Hess family, I should say. I don't think it was Woody Johnson at that point. Now he's got to go to Taylor Swift to make the girlfriend happy because they have so much in common, Bill Belichick and his girlfriend.
Let me just let Bill know, nothing of will make her happy. So if you're going to go, you may be placating, you may be pacifying for another day, a week, a month, but
you think he's earning it?
Nothing's actually going to make her happy. Joke's on us, man. Joke's on us.
I don't buy into what you're saying, but that's
fine.
fine.
I know you can't. You can't
Why
do
can't
it at
I?
this point. Well, you're a happily married man, one, you know what I mean? And you got to go
Well, that's
home
the
to your
point.
happily married household.
You're using
you
the
have
words
to.
happily married.
Yeah.
If I'm happily married, why would
Yeah.
I feel the way you're saying?
Exactly, man. Why would you feel
But
the way I'm
you're
saying?
making it seem like I'm in a trap where I can't say what I want
I'm
to
not
say.
saying, no, hey, first of all, don't put words in my mouth.
We will,
okay.
we will
I didn't
put
say it at all.
We will put my wife on this phone, and she will tell you I say tons of dumb things.
Hey, listen, I'm not speaking on your marriage.
How dare you?
I've said what you've told me.
What did I tell you?
And why you couldn't jump on this side of reality. Okay? Everything else you've said now are things that you want to project onto me. I don't think that you're trapped.
What? I'm not trapped. How dare you? I've already been through a divorce. How dare you? I'm very disappointed, Brian.
Listen, man, I just want to learn how to become a baddie. What did Joe Burrow? A baddie.
I sometimes feel like a hot chick.
Joe Burrow. You want to go? Okay, so let's get to Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow on a podcast. They ended up talking about fame. It was, Pardon My Take, very popular podcast. And even though that clip is kind of funny to hear,
I sometimes feel like a hot chick.
I thought the conversation was somewhat thoughtful. And I do feel the same way Joe and these guys feel. I think a lot of people feel this way as well.
Yeah, you do.
Curious to know.
Good for you, man.
Not about feeling like a hot chick.
Good for you.
I do not feel like a hot chick ever. Quite frankly, I don't even feel like a hot guy. So I know I'm right. You don't have to remind me I'm correct. Here's Joe Burrow and the boys talking about his fame, not necessarily newfound.
Are you getting more comfortable being famous?
I am. I would say
I think
so.
I
It's
think
very
you are as well.
difficult.
Yeah.
Sometimes, but I'm starting to just not really give a anymore.
Can I ask you this before we go on? Did you know Joe Burrow had a lisp?
No.
I had no idea.
No.
It makes him a little less tough sounding, doesn't it? I mean, big stocky football player. I'm sure he's got a ton of muscles, big dude or whatever, 6'3", 6'4". You'd like, no, fame is tough.
I heard one of the toughest guys on the planet has a lisp. Name's Mike Tyson. So,
well, we're not going to talk about Mikey over here. Relax.
I
It's
think
very
you are as well.
difficult.
Yeah.
Sometimes, but I'm starting to just not really give a anymore, which I think is good. And it's just a very odd life, and so I'm starting to be a little more open because it became exhausting to try to keep as many things private as I wanted to.
Yeah.
So I'm getting better at it.
You feel bad for Joe Burrow? Can't keep things private?
like that picture with Livy Dunn? Like, what are we talking about here?
Or maybe his bank receipts?
Yeah.
Look, as a famous person, people know a lot about you, or at least they think they know a lot about you. They say they know a lot about you. That's got to be frustrating.
I would say, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say I'm with Joe on this.
Yeah.
Like, fame is this weird thing.
Sucks.
It's this weird construct we have.
Sure.
And it's not just here. It's everywhere, right?
Yeah.
It's a human nature thing.
Mm-hmm.
But we were talking about it earlier this week with Thibodeau. You even heard her trying to deny it. And then ultimately, when push came to shove.
Less than 24 hours later.
Did we uncover that thing?
Less than 12 hours later.
So I'm sitting here going, yeah I kind of understand what Joe's saying. It's got to be a pain in the ass. It's got to be. My kids, they love watching YouTube and tablets and stuff like that. And so they think they want to be famous. I'm like, nah, you want to be rich. You don't want to be famous.
Yes.
You want to have all the money you could possibly have. But you don't want everyone knowing your face. You don't have to go out shaking hands every time you go to the store. You don't want to have to like sign autographs every time you get in the car. It's kind of a pain.
So again, I agree with it. And with anything, Aaron, with anything, any amount of notoriety, there comes a cost, as well as benefits usually. But there comes a cost. The good thing about this, at least in these United States, if you want to be less famous, because I don't think I'm going to feel bad for you completely, but if you want to be less famous, as crazy as it sounds, you can step down as the quarterback of the Cincinnati Bengals.
Can you, though?
You can do it. Now, you would have to give up the money. Those are the benefits. You would have to give up, all of the nice whatever other perks you get.
Yeah, I think you give up a lot more than money.
Well, yeah.
Especially as an athlete.
I don't know all of the list of things that Joe Burrow specifically would give.
I'm not talking about tangible things. I'm talking about these people who become professional athletes. Often, maybe not every single one of them, but often are the most hyper-competitive people you've met and have, for essentially their whole lives, been told how special they are, which does something to you, just like it does it to the child actors and the child singers and stuff. They all go crazy because at some point, The public is done with them. The public's done with them. Poor JoJo Siwa out here losing her dang
I was like,
mind.
yo, man. Look, bruh. Look, Joe.
Just calm down.
My boy.
Honestly, JoJo, just go away for like 10 years and then do the comeback thing. You're going to make way more money and you won't be as crazy. And so I look at Joe Burrow and I go, yeah, you're right. He could just retire. Andrew Luck did it, right? Now he's got his private life back, kind of. Sort of. Like, people still know his name. He's still a famous face wherever he lives, but, like, not to the degree that Joe Burrow is right now.
I don't know. Andrew Luck walk into the way that he could be Shaggy sometimes towards the end, especially if he walks into a random Publix. Or we might recognize him, but I don't think the average person would.
That's what I'm saying. I think there's a small window, like a 5 to 10 year window of, like, 30 to 40-year-olds who know Andrew Luck and what he looks like. A 22-year-old doesn't know Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting here going, well, if Joe Burrow steps down as quarterback, he's not just giving up the money. He's not just giving up the fame.
Mm-hmm.
He's giving up his entire essence. This is who he's been since he's a kid.
Great point, then. So if it's all that, then deal with this little sucky part on the side. It doesn't matter how you frame it. I'm just like, either you deal with it, since you have all these great things that you've just pointed out, and probably even more.
Yeah.
You talked about, one situation where you got snow bunnies on either side. I mean, huh? Or you determined that your quality of life would be better without this level of invasion of privacy, which I would respect either way. If you decide to keep it and just deal with that as a high-level famous person, or if you just say, you know what, no, I'm going to step away. I'm competitive, and I've proven to be successful at the top of this industry. I can figure out how to do it somewhere else.
Oh, more from Burrow on this.
Oh, yeah.
So I wear sunglasses indoors because
people think that's a jerk move, by the way. But listen to Joe. I kind of understand him.
Sunglasses indoors because I'm a people watcher. And now when I people watch, everybody's looking at me. So I make eye contact with everybody in the room.
Yeah.
And that is just the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop right here because just in that moment alone, I feel terrible for Joe Burrow. I do the same thing. I walk into a room, I'm looking at everybody.
With your shades on, or?
No.
Okay.
I'm not cool enough to have shades on inside. Like, I'm not famous enough, I should say. Maybe not cool. I'm very cool.
Mm-hmm.
I know sometimes people question that. I am actually very cool. But I'm not famous enough to do it. When people see me with my shades on inside, they'll be like, what is wrong with this jerk?
They'd be like,
what?
They'd be like, what's going on?
But Joe Burrow, I get what he's saying. You walk into a room, I'm looking at people. I'm a people watcher.
Mm-hmm.
Not only do I like to look at people, I like to think of little funny things about them as I'm looking at them. Sometimes it may take a beat or two. But poor Joe Burrow, everybody is looking at Joe when he walks into a room. And the people who aren't looking at him are looking at others looking at him and whispering into their ear going, who's that guy? Why is everyone looking at him? Because everyone's either talking about you or looking at you. And as someone who sometimes suffers from a social anxiety in those moments.
Say it again.
Oh, very uncomfortable.
Say it again.
Very uncomfortable. And, Ricky Williams was like the forefather of this.
Yeah.
Ricky Williams used to be at the locker doing post-game interviews with his helmet and visor on. He couldn't take it. I feel for that guy, and I feel for Joe Burrow on this point. It's like at some point you just want to live a life, and you can't. And maybe you don't understand that that's the trade-off when you become a professional quarterback. Like maybe when you're graduating from college, you're not thinking about the fact that you can no longer do what instinctually your brain chooses to do, which is checking people out when you walk into a room, because everyone's checking you out.
Here's the deal.
Sorry, go ahead.
Hold on. But here's the deal. Maybe, right, if you feel uncomfortable, and this is not a knock at famous people.
Sounds like you're about to knock me.
Yeah, no. But if you feel uncomfortable, this is the way my mind thinks, Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
If you feel uncomfortable in those situations, also as somebody who can get anxious in certain situations, socially, right? Very awkward at times. My mind works where I'm just like, hey, you know what? I'm going to make it uncomfortable for everybody then.
I'm with you on that.
You staring at me, I'm staring at you. I'm a people watcher anyway.
And then I'm going to talk about it.
So now if I start laughing, now you don't know. And I got a group of friends laughing, and we start pointing or snickering, and then I go over here and start laughing.
Now you're talking about being adversarial. Now you're talking about starting a beef.
Who knows? I might have just said a joke and we were looking your way. You wouldn't know, but you weren't staring at me 60 seconds out of the minute.
But you also have like the added value to the fact that you're 6'8". You're a big dude. So on the one hand, I'm sure that makes people look at you when you walk in a room because it's atypical. You don't normally see someone your height. But at the same time, I guarantee you, people staring at you, if you stare back at them, they'll turn their head. They'll look away. Most of the people. And the ones who don't might be a problem. I don't know. I'm not saying I would trade
at all.
The money
today
that Joe Burrow has for the lack of whatever he doesn't have anymore. Clearly, he still chooses to be the Bengals quarterback and wants to get bigger and better. But it's more than just money.
Yeah.
There's a purpose to these guys playing that they need the game. You see it when they retire. They crumble. They fall apart. Some of them literally just begin the end of their lives and decline without the juice. No, I know it's sad, but it happens. You hear about that stuff all the time. Once the playing was done, I fell into a depression. No one was cheering me on anymore. I get it, especially if you come from a background where you lost everybody on the way. So I feel Joe Burrow in that moment. We didn't even get to the hot chick comment. You're trying to go to break. Let's get to it real quick.
And like every time you look around, you get that like jump in your stomach of
why are you looking at me over there?
Yeah, that's why we're
guy in the corner
indoors too.
Yeah, the best way I ever described it is every bar we ever walk into is a gay bar just for us. That's it.
Because all the dudes want to crowd around you. Yeah.
Every dude turns around and every girl's like, "Who the fuck is that?"
I do empathize with women and understand what they must go through.
Yes,
sometimes.
I've said the same thing. I sometimes feel like a hot chick when I go out. Because
everyone just
guys are just looking at me.
Oh, Joe Burrow's here.
People like you, Brian, staring at Joe Burrow.
I missed the context. Yeah.
Like he's a snack.
Yeah.
Maybe if he wouldn't wear those fancy Fashion Week suits with no backs on them, people wouldn't be staring at him so much. Maybe if he took a comb to his hair and didn't have this stupid strand of hair coming down the middle of his forehead, maybe people wouldn't be staring at him like that.
Listen, I get it. I promise, Aaron, I get it. But wait, I can't even empathize. I don't even think I can sympathize though. But I do kind of feel for him because he's what, 24? Is he 24, 25?
He's older than that.
Okay, well, but when he first came into the league, he's like 23.
Yeah, he's young.
And you're trying
he's
to
27 now.
Okay, so he's been in 4 years. This is his fifth year coming in.
So yeah.
So yeah, especially when he first came in, and like he said earlier on in the clip, he's been making adjustments to the life. So I do, give a lot of grace for that. But ultimately, again, you get to choose, regardless of the passion and drive that you feel towards this particular goal of playing in the NFL or needing the game, which is a good point, Aaron. You get to choose. So, like, nobody's holding you there I guess a contract is kind of holding you there if you don't want to lose out on the compensation, but even beyond the money, nobody's holding you there. You can stop today, and it'll take a couple of months, a couple of years for that fame level to burn out, but you can get away from that level of fame and privacy invasion if you really want to.
One last thing about that, because we mentioned Andrew Luck before.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt Andrew Luck or his ability to walk away from the game that his parents have a ton of money. And the dude grew up rich. And he's a really smart guy, and he aced out of Stanford. He didn't have to play football. Like, he had it set up. If he never played football, he still would have been a rich business guy. So you're looking there going, do I want my brain to become mush and not be able to walk because my back's jacked up? I mean, I'm just going to go become a businessman or an analyst or whatever I do. I've already made dozens of millions of dollars. So as much credit as I want to give Andrew Luck from walking away from the thing, I also feel like it's an easier decision for him than it would be for a guy like Joe Burrow, who we don't know, might be dumb as rocks. I don't know. I don't know what they teach at LSU. Shout out to LSU. No offense. Are we coming back? It's 4:50.
If you wrap up ever, I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, if we come back, it's only for 30 seconds, right?
I can make it happen, man.
All right. It's the Aaron Schachter Show, back in a few minutes with Brian Middleton.
I'm Mark Anajar.
I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
And we're Anajar and Levine. Experience the Anajar and Levine difference by calling us with any of your legal needs. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
Main office, Jacksonville.
Hey, boss, did you see the latest article in the Crooks R Us newsletter?
No, but I'm sure it's going to involve Safe Touch and probably give me a rash.
It says more people than ever are concerned about security, and Safe Touch Security, of course, is leading the way with new cutting-edge security systems.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, it goes beyond security, too. Now Safe Touch has systems integrated with the home's thermostats, lights, door locks, and of course the encrypted security cameras.
Yeah, never home alone and never away from home. I remember the slogan.
Ooh, and now Safe Touch is running a special for existing customers to upgrade their system.
Looks Skippy, this changes nothing. The Crooks R Us Golden Rule is still in effect. Stay away from Safe Touch houses.
Yeah.
Now go find us a house without Safe Touch.
Got it, boss.
Crooks know to stay away from Safe Touch houses. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson of Safe Touch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Right now, existing Safe Touch customers can upgrade their system at 50% off. Call 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license EF 2000-1945.
Bueller Aaron Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Today's challenger, a paint color namer from Jacksonville, Florida. Meet Irving Stapler.
Hi, Howie.
So the next round is word association. I'll say a word and you give me the first word you think of. Engagement ring.
Jeweler.
Gas station.
Fueler.
Aaron Burr.
Dueler?
Air conditioning.
Wow. Jeez. It's a toughie.
Come on, Irv. The sponsor's gonna kill me now.
Oh, Bueller. That's right, Irv. If your AC is struggling through the summer heat, the first name you should think of for fast, friendly, 5-star service is Bueller Air and Plumbing. The name to know to make sure you are cool.
Have a beer, Irv.
Cooler.
Stay cooler with Bueller. Visit BuellerAir.com.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our clients' portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
No one knows the importance of a great assist more than Lowe's and Leo Messi. That's why we've teamed up to give MVP's Pro Rewards members 10 times the points when Messi makes an assist during CONMEBOL Copa America USA 2024. Activate this offer starting June 20th, so when Messi assists, you score. Shop the day after an assist to earn those extra points. Not an MVP's Pro Rewards member? Join today. Visit Lowe's.com/Messi for more details.
This is the fake Snoop Dogg track we've got in the bumps, in the beds, in the pumps and the bumps. Shout out MC Hammer.
Okay.
Pumps in a bump. Never heard that song?
I've heard the song.
You got to brush up on your MC Hammer, bro.
What can I sing of that? Yeah. Started to hum it, but I was like, what can I actually sing of that?
But this is like the fake Snoop Dogg song. It's not a real Snoop Dogg song. It's like a bootleg Snoop Dogg.
Very Nate G.
We've been talking very much. Yeah, it's Warren G, Nate Dogg. We've been talking a lot about Snoop the last couple of days because of that 200 meters he ran. I measured the hallway today.
Okay.
I took a little time. I walked around the entire hallway, it's not circumference because it's a square.
Okay.
What would it be? The perimeter.
Oh.
177 meters.
What's that equal out to, sir?
Oh, we got to prorate it? Do I got to do some math here?
Well, I thought you had the number. You told me the numbers earlier, I thought.
Well, 177 meters is what I told you. It's 0.11 miles, which equals 177-ish meters.
Okay.
But if we're going to prorate it, Snoop ran, what was it, 34 seconds?
Yeah, at age 53.
He ran a 200 meter in 34 seconds.
To this day!
Which is it's basically 6 meters a second with those long legs. So if he were to do 5.88 on 177 meters, which is what we've got.
Yeah.
That would be 1,040. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that number.
I don't know either, Aaron. We'll figure it out later. Because I just wanted to know how far was it, man? Is it close enough so when you run?
Yeah, so here's the thing. It's close enough.
Okay.
It's close enough so that when I run it, if I'm at 30, you'd be like, oh, you and Snoop are like neck and neck or leg and leg. But another idea I had in between me talking to you about this, we got the Olympics this summer.
Oh.
Maybe we do like an office Olympics. Ooh. Me, you, Thibodeau, dumb Chase Bunker, we'll do the whole thing together.
I like that, Chase also has 3 names now.
He's hyphenated.
Oh, boy.
Oh, I kid because I love.
Chase gonna swing on you, man.
With what? With what?
Be careful.
You better be using a chair because he might break an elbow swinging at somebody. Skinny kid. I didn't mean to start all this beef at the end of the show, Brian. I'm trying to get you out of here. Let it be known. I got no beef with Chase Bunker.
Okay. How about Chase got beef with you?
To this day. Probably. It's the Aaron Schachter Show.
Yeah.
We'll be back for the final show of the week tomorrow. It's a Friday edition on a Thursday on ESPN 690.
I'm Clayton Bromberg, the president of Underwoods, and I'm proud to say that Underwoods is the longest-standing member of the American Gym Society in the state of Florida. That's important because the American Gym Society promotes professionalism inside the business, and most important because of how it protects the customer. Gemstones are like most things, and you have to have the knowledge about them before you can tell the truth about them. That's where the American Gym Society fits in. They're the organization that certifies gemologists and registered jewelers and certifies sales associates with professional titles. Then to ensure that we stay up to date with these gemological advances, we re-win our titles by passing a written test every year. And now I'm proud to say Underwoods has the largest credentialed American Gem Society staff east of the Mississippi River. So if you're interested in diamonds and jewelry and want real professional help, stop by Underwoods in San Marco, Avondale, the Shops of Ponte Vedra, and the Avenues Mall.
Hey folks, this is Ammon with Zero Res. You and I know that Zero Res loves cleaning carpets in your home, but did you know Zero Res can also clean the carpets where you work? Take a look at the floors where you work, and if they need cleaning, suggest to the boss that they call Zero Res. For the month of July, Zero Res is offering 20% off of all commercial carpet cleaning. Call Zero Res and they will come out and give a free estimate on what it will take to get the job done. Zero Res, spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
ZEROREZ. Zero Res.
Live from the Anajar and Levine studios, Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
Are you a real estate investor or have considered investing and want to know where you can put your money that offers solid returns and protects against market volatility? It's Rich Jones. I want to introduce you to DLP Capital. CEO and founder Don Wenner.
For more than a decade, DLP Capital has delighted our investors with consistent double-digit returns. Through the smart, conservative real estate investment strategy our company is built on, we have been able to achieve this with monthly distributions and tax shelters so our investors can keep more of their returns.
Dial **invest on your cell phone or visit highyieldreturns.net.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry and receive a free hair and scalp examination and get 2 weeks of laser treatments for free. Call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Hairforme.com.
I'm Christine Lisi. Health concerns have led to Clippers forward